In the hands of the wrong people, AI could be the end of democracy. AI could also be the basis for the worst totalitarian regimes in human history.
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
AI is going to take over jobs.
AI technology could trigger a deadly pandemic.
Now imagine that has 50 caliber machine guns.
It might be literally impossible to stop.
Steal nuclear codes, hijack the internet.
Accidentally wiping out humanity.
The most dangerous thing we ever create.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
In the last few months, you must have been hearing a lot about how artificial intelligence is dangerous for all of us as humans. However, there is a part of that story that you probably have not heard, and that is how artificial intelligence is dangerous for black race. In this video, I have some scary news for you if you're a black person, and I don't want to waste your time, so let's get into it. For a start, I need you to pay a very close attention to what Piers Morgan has to say in this video.
This AI intelligence is going to get in the hands of some pretty bad people or some pretty dodgy
Absolutely.
regimes, and they're not going to have any qualms about trying to get the edge over the West or America or wherever it may be. That's where I see the real danger, is that, you know, a bit like nuclear weapons getting into rogue states' hands, is that once the wrong people have control of this, then all hell could break loose.
According to Piers, the number one problem or the number one concern about artificial intelligence is the fact that if a country that hates you happens to master it before you,
I can control the world, especially the humankind.
Then that is like that country having a nuclear weapon and you don't. A few weeks ago, while talking about the danger of AI, the American lawyer Gordon Chang, who happened to live in China for probably 2 decades, said this.
I think that artificial intelligence poses a direct threat to humanity. But it'll become even more a threat to humanity if China masters it before we do.
If you have spent some time to pay attention to how countries of the world talk about AI, you will observe that the number one concern for most countries is that we have to master it before our enemy does.
Germany wants to invest around 3 billion euros for artificial intelligence.
Singapore is giving its artificial intelligence strategy a further boost. It's increasing investment in AI research by more than 1/3 and rolling out 2 new national programs. Deputy Prime Minister Heng Swee-keat announced this at the opening of the Singapore FinTech Festival and Singapore Week of Innovation in Technology.
South Korea is now the most robotized country in the world, and they show no signs of slowing down.
The UK, Japan and Italy are teaming up to build a next-generation fighter jet that uses artificial intelligence. Now, in a joint statement, the 3 countries said that the project would accelerate their advanced military capabilities at a time of rising threats and aggression worldwide.
Artificial intelligence is already having a profound effect on our lives. No surprise then that countries all over the world are trying to stay ahead of the curve. But when it comes to investment, who's putting their money where their mouth is? Well, look at it. Private funding. The United States leads the way with well over $29 billion going into the sector last year. Coming in second is China with almost $10 billion. That said, Chinese state investment is particularly significant. As you can see, the European Union is far behind with investments of just over $2 billion.
Did you see what I'm talking about here? Even though artificial intelligence could be dangerous for all of us as humans, different countries of the world, different races are running so fast to master it before somebody else does. Because when somebody else master a powerful technology as artificial intelligence and you don't, you become a subject to such country or race.
Putin has himself said whoever wins this artificial intelligence race is essentially the controller of humankind.
If you have not seen where I'm taking this to as a black person, I need you to listen to Yuval Noah.
What is extremely problematic or dangerous about the situation now with AI is that more and more countries are waking up to the realization that this could be the technology of domination in the 21st century.
Did you hear what this man just said? You see, black people are having two problems right now about AI. Problem number one is that where, as you can see, there is no single black nation as we speak today that invests any reasonable money into mastering AI. Problem number two is that when these other nations and races are done mastering AI, black people are going to be victims of whatever they wish to do. And if you think this is a mere exaggeration, listen to this statement all over again.
This could be the technology of domination in the 21st century.
By November, maybe by June, maybe by soon, I'll write and I'll prove.
This could be the technology of domination in the 21st century. This could be the technology of domination in the 21st century.
Different centuries have different technologies that allow certain race to be able to dominate another race.
Who's interfering? We're taking over.
Fortunately, or rather unfortunately, artificial intelligence is likely to be that technology of the 21st century which allow a race to dominate another race. And if you're a black person and you hear the word domination and something in you does not feel anxious, that is probably because you do not know our history. Think about this. For about 400 years, between 1500 and 1900, our race was dominated by the white race. We were taken as slaves. We lost more than 12 million people, able bodies, into that domination. And guess what? The weapons white race had all through this period was this, and this. Between 1881 and 1914, the entire continent of Africa was dominated through the instrument of colonization. Every single country on our continent was colonized, except Ethiopia. Again, the most powerful weapon the white race had during this era was this. And it was not even automatic gun. That would not be invented until 1892, even after our forefathers fought for independence of Africa, which, by the way, many of them died in the process. We never really have independence because the West always come to Africa to influence our politics, to kill our leaders, and to carry out coups wherever they want to steal something, and there is somebody, a leader, who doesn't allow them to steal such resources.
So Mark Thatcher has pleaded guilty to his role in the attempted coup to overthrow the government of Equatorial
Users.
Today, our black brothers and sisters who live all across the globe, most especially in white countries, they are treated like second-hand humans. They are dominated and influenced in whichever way a white man thinks he can.
The study reveals that black people are 3 times more likely to be killed on average than white people.
George Floyd's death has put a hyper-focus on the racial disparities in policing that have existed in this country for decades. Simply put, black people are more likely to be arrested than white people. Analysis of FBI arrest records by our data team found black people in the tri-state were about 5 times more likely to face arrest than their white peers.
Over 200 black people dying prematurely every single day.
Black children don't get to be children. But no matter your age, when you're black in America, you don't get to be fully American. That freedom we're so fond of talking about as a nation comes with an asterisk when you're black. We're viewed with suspicion.
Black Americans are far more likely to be denied mortgages. That's according to studies.
Well, a study from the Brookings Institution found that neighborhoods that are at least 50% black have an average of 23% lower home value.
A recent analysis of home values by Redfin found that homes in majority black neighborhoods are valued $46,000 less than homes with similar structures and features in majority white neighborhoods.
Everything I just described to you now happened when the technology Western countries had were just as 10% as powerful as what artificial intelligence could become in the nearest future. So think about this. If somebody is holding this remote control and is able to use this remote control to steal your food, what do you think will happen if such an individual has a gun or something more superior to that? So what do you think the future will look like for black race when the West master artificial intelligence and we don't?
So you are the CEO of OpenAI, 37 years old. Your company is the maker of ChatGPT, which has taken the world by storm.
That guy is the CEO of OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT. And in this very interview, he confessed, listen, this guy confessed in this interview that artificial intelligence is going to increase racism. So listen to him yourself.
You've said AI will likely eliminate millions of jobs. It could increase racial bias, misinformation, create machines that are smarter than all of humanity combined, and other consequences so terrible, we can't even imagine what they could be.
The question I want to ask you is this. If one of the most authoritative guys in AI industry as of today comes to public to tell you that, see, artificial intelligence is going to increase racism in the world, what do you think that means? Or should we ask ourselves, to what degree is racism going to increase? By 50%, by 100%, or by 1 million percent?
In the hands of the wrong people, AI could be the end of democracy. AI could also be the basis for the worst totalitarian regimes in human history. Because, dictators always dreamt about following everybody and monitoring everybody all the time, but they could never do it because, even the Soviet Union, you have 200 million Soviet citizens. Stalin didn't have 200 million KGB officers to follow everybody around all the time and then to analyze you need millions of analysts to analyze all the data you collect.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Now with AI, now it is becoming possible.
Today, if you're a black person in a white country, then the policemen are going to pay a special attention to you because you are a suspect due to the color of your skin. If you go to supermarkets or you go to grocery store or you go to wherever you go, you are a suspect even before you do anything. Now, imagine a future where nobody have to follow you. They can actually sit down in California and track every single black person in America. Know what you are thinking, know what you are doing, know what you are planning.
This 4-bedroom home in the hills of Marin, north of San Francisco, offers lots of light, water, views, a school right down the hill.
So the house used to end right here.
Owners Paul Austin and Tanisha Tate Austin knew it was worth at least $1.3 million based on a 2019 appraisal. But looking to borrow as the housing market heated up, Paul met a new appraiser and showed her around.
And what was the number value? You open up that piece of paper and what is it?
Oh, $998,000.
Less than $1 million.
Less than $1 million.
Which means almost $400,000 less than the appraisal you'd gotten a year earlier.
Yes.
And so they applied for a new appraisal, but this time,
I'm going to guarantee that I'm going to get the appraisal that my house is supposed to get.
And in the United States, what is your best guarantee of getting the best rate possible?
Being white.
Being white.
So they worked to erase themselves from their own home.
All of our art, took that away, pictures of our family, anything that, would resemble that this home belongs to a black family. Just grabbed it all, put it all in the shed, put it all away.
And they asked a white friend to stand in when the new appraiser arrived.
So this time you open the paper and it says what?
1.482.
Yes. $500,000 difference.
What many black people are doing now in America is to go and borrow a white person who can pretend to be the owner of the house they want to sell. Now, imagine there is a future which is possible with AI, and in this future, you cannot actually pretend. Whoever will come to value your home already know what your home is, who is living in that home for the past 5 years, and everything about your life. Which means, you have no way out of racism the way you can have a way out of it right now. Now, close your eyes and imagine a future where United States doesn't have to come to Africa before they do anything evil, of course, in Africa. Imagine you want to kill an African leader like Gaddafi, but you really don't have to send NATO or send a military force to go and do that. You can manipulate the citizen of this country. You can start a riot. With the power of AI, you can get people to do things they ordinarily would not want to do. Imagine a future where the Prime Minister of United Kingdom wants to steal resources in my country. And because my country does not want to allow him to do that, and he is having this superior technology called artificial intelligence, and staying in his palace in London, he can program whatever he wants to program in Nigeria, which, by the way, is beyond my knowledge as a layman. But of course, I am making this video to get you to see that even though artificial intelligence could be dangerous for humanity, it is more dangerous for black people. Because if at the end of the day, we are able to stop artificial intelligence from destroying us, then the West is going to have a powerful weapon they can use against whoever they hate. And if you think those people are nice, then again, I have to remind you of our history. If somebody was having just gun and they could use that gun to steal 12 million of your able-bodied citizen, and you think such individual having a technology that is 1 million times more powerful than a gun will not harm you, yeah, maybe you are being unrealistic. And why I'm trying to round up this video, I know somebody will want to ask me, oh, so what do you think we can do? And to that, I will answer, well, I don't know. Because, I just don't know. Maybe you know, then let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for taking your time to check this video. My name is Steve Courage, and I love you.